Hey, what's crackin', Hope Nation? It is Kevin Hines here with another special Ask Kev for United States Airmen at Kirkland Air Force Base and airmen all over the world, and our U.S. military and our servicemen, women, and individuals from all walks of life around the globe. So this is a very important question for me, and I want to answer it very carefully. Throughout your day, Kevin, how do you identify and connect with people who have suicidal ideations? I'm going to break down a very specific story about how I connected with a young individual who was going through a world of pain and who we got to a safer place. Let's just call our friend, let's call him Kevin. It's not his name, it's my name, but let's call him Kevin for the sake of his anonymity. Kevin was a young man who called me on I think it was at the time Instagram. When I had social medias on my phone, I no longer have social medias on my phone. It got too overwhelming to me to see how many messages we were receiving that were very difficult for me to take in emotionally, as I've been going through a rough time myself as of late, but I'm getting back on the mend. Nonetheless, I got this call through, I think, either Instagram or Facebook Messenger, and this young man came on the screen, and he said he was drastically suicidal. He said he'd just been to a presentation that I wasn't able to physically make because of delayed airlines, and that because I wasn't there, he was going to take his life. He said my story was the only thing keeping him around. And I was able personally to get my friends who were with me that day, who I was traveling with, namely a good mate of mine named GVB. Shout out GVB. What a great guy, doing great things all over Australia, trying to help people find hope and healing and recovery. GVB was able to get a hold of my wife, get my wife on the phone to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, get even a message out to the crisis text line. Everybody worked together to find somewhere to reach out to this kid and get him to safety. He would not tell us too much information, so we had to be a little bit sneaky about it, and we had to have authorities ping his phone. When they pinged his phone, they found him in person where he was. They found his mother, and the young man was brought to safety. And gratefully, we still stay in connection here and there, and he's alive today. So that's just one example of how I stay active in helping people who are suicidal. Now, I can't reach everybody equally, just like I did our young buddy Kevin. But I do my best with the time that I have. I'm a husband to my wife. I'm a son to my father. I'm a godfather to 2 godchildren. I have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of purposes in life. But my purpose-driven life, my mission in life is to help people stay alive from their mental pain, from their brain pain. I have countless stories like this from all over the world, from all walks of life, of people who I've been blessed enough to reach in their moment of crisis. And I do my best to reach as many as I can. So for those of you who haven't been reached out by me or received my message back, or we do send you a message of help and hope. We do send you a message of crisis services in your area and in your vicinity. We know that mental health services are broken in this and many countries. We know it's not that simple. But just know in spirit, we are there with all of you, fighting the pain, trying to help you stay here. And I live with chronic thoughts of ending my life, but I'll never do it because I have this mission to find a way to reach you through the power of media. So that's how we're trying to do it now. We're trying to scale the media so that we find ways to look in through the lens, to look at you in your heart and say, please stay. This isn't hokey. This isn't baloney. This isn't nonsense. This is for you to recognize your true value, that you matter, that you have worth, that you are loved, and that you're supposed to live until your natural end. Suicide can never be the solution to your problem. It is the problem, and today starts with you fighting for a way to look past the pain toward hope so you can find a purpose, so you can be here tomorrow and every day after that. So please, keep working tirelessly for your better brain health. Keep working to change your life today, and we'll be here every step of the way supporting you in your cause in every possible way that we can. My name is Kevin Hines. This is the Ask Kev series. Thank you to the airmen who asked that question. I greatly appreciate it. We will continue at the Kevin and Margaret Hines Foundation. We will continue at Kevin Hines Story. We will continue at youtube.com/Kevin Hines through the Ask Kev series and our upcoming podcast that will be dropping very, very soon after my birthday, August 30th. We are looking forward to helping you find ways toward a better well-being. Before we close out this version of the Ask Kev, I want to throw it over to our wonderful medical director, Dr. April Foreman. Good to see you. Airmen, individuals, and friends watching at home, Dr. Foreman, take it away.
So the question that we're having is, how do you connect with people who are suicidal? And that is a really good question. It's a question that I get asked all the time as a clinician who specializes in working with people who are thinking about killing themselves or who have tried to kill themselves and who are really not doing well. And what I would tell you is that, number one, I think if you do that work a lot, you have some special training that really helps you stay well and stay afloat. You take good care of yourself, you take good care of your own emotions, and that's really what allows you to be there to help others. The second thing that I always try to remind people is that suicidal feelings aren't permanent. So I've worked with many people who think about suicide and who aren't doing well, and they overwhelmingly get better and recover. And so they're suicidal, but it's not like this is a person who is suicidal and is always suicidal. This is a person who's suicidal sometimes, and a person who loves their dog and who really takes great care of their kid, or who is an amazing soldier. This is a person who is suicidal and is a fantastic neighbor, a dancer, an artist, a school teacher, a professor. I've had people who are engineers, people who are safety inspectors. This is a person who's suicidal and there's more to their life. And so usually you're helping people work through really big problems, but they get better. And so you just take really good care of yourself. You often do that work as part of a team. You never want to carry that kind of burden by yourself as a person who's suffering, and not as a clinician who is helping them. So you share the burden, and ultimately it helps to have a lot of experience of people recovering. It helps that once you sort of have the experience that people get well, you don't fall into despair with the person that you're helping.